Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I am here with another discussion video for you guys. This one is something that was mulling around in my head a little bit, so I thought I'd toss the question out to you guys and just see what some of your opinions are on this. And that has to do with game prices. All right, so there's going to be massive amounts of opinions on this, I know, but I just want to, let you guys know my thoughts and hear what you guys think about it. Now, war games are a little bit different, okay? Because a lot of ours, we do have some of those rare gems, the harder to find stuff, some of the stuff that's out of print that you can't find anymore, that can be sold for like hundreds of dollars on eBay, Case Blue. It popped out of my head there for a second. Like everybody wants Case Blue. Of course they do. Or Carrier, a lot of that older stuff. I don't think mainstream games have quite as many. I'm sure there are some. There's like the World of Warcraft board game, and I actually have that one. I really like that one. The original one, not that card game one. The good one that had the miniatures in it. That one's harder to find, and when you do see it on eBay, it tends to run pretty expensive. But I think war games are a little bit different. But I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones that release now. Okay, so we've got a lot of different options. Back in the day, it was all about going to the store or getting something by mail order, right? You've got way more opportunities to get stuff from many more places now. Big thing, of course, is like Kickstarter. That's huge. You can order stuff online from damn near anywhere, or you still have the option to go to your local store to pick up if you want to support them. When it comes to Kickstarter, though, Kickstarter has flat out exploded. Everyone seems to use it now, but it has its drawbacks. People hate missing that exclusive content. And I know I do, right? I can't be the only one that hates that. That if I know a game was a Kickstarter and there was exclusive Kickstarter only content, but I see it in the game store and I'm like, oh, I would love to get that game, but I know if I buy it retail, I'm not getting the extra goodies that were with this game if I had gotten it Kickstarter. And there actually is a good example of that. The Hellboy board game that released a few months back. That one, I believe, when it came to the retail version of it, I don't believe the retail version was near as good as the Kickstarter version just because of the extra content that you got with the Kickstarter version. Most of the time, the Kickstarter stuff tends to just be some extra miniatures or extra scenarios or maybe a couple extra maps, whatever. Just game dependent. But that one was one where there was enough game content that brought the game to another level that I thought that the retail version didn't match up anywhere near to what you got with the Kickstarter version, right? But some not retailers, but some Kickstarter publishers have had the problem where there's been shipping issues and people end up finding out that had they not even backed on Kickstarter, they could have ended up getting the game possibly cheaper or sooner. There were times that I can't remember the name of the company. I want to say it was Stonemeyer or Stone Forged. It was one of the Stone ones, I believe, that they had published a game on Kickstarter, but they were so eager to rush it to retail and to sell it at some of the conventions that they had the extra copies get to them first for those reasons. And people were able, who hadn't backed it on Kickstarter, to get it before the vast majority of the players had actually gotten their copies, and they were buying them at conventions, or a lot of people were seeing them being sold now on eBay for, of course, a higher cost. And they were pissed off about it. Like, how are these people getting it before I did? I backed, So that's one of the problems with Kickstarter. It can go either way, but then you also have the fact that Kickstarter is just flat out swamped. Now, I cannot be the only one that will pull up the Kickstarter app and look through the list and go, well, I want that one, and I want that one, and I want that one. And the thing is like so many of them say that they don't want to go to retail, or they don't know if they're going to retail. So you should back now. It's like, look, I can't back 3 or 4 freaking games a month on Kickstarter. Are you out of your mind? I'm lucky if I could back 1 game a month on Kickstarter. And I understand, that's not really much different than having to, adjust your fun budget, right? You only have so much money to spend on games. You only have so much money, period. But it seems like so much of that now goes towards Kickstarter because you want to get those bonuses. You want to get the extras that come with it. And like I said, it's that fear of missing out that really gets it with Kickstarter, because you'll look and you see all the extra stretch goals that you can get, and they're promising this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, if they're promising all that, they could sell it at retail and still make a profit with all those extras. And I know part of that does come from quantity, that they order enough, they order past a certain point, they do get the price dropped down. That has to do with manufacturing, all the other good stuff. I get that. So it does reward the backers. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Of course, we all love Kickstarter. We love the abilities that it brings to it. I think it's gotten away from its original intent of letting a designer have their gem of an idea and bringing that forward. And they might not be completely fleshed out, but they're close, and they just need the community to support them, to bring them to that next level so they can, realize their dream, their project. And if it's a good project, it would get back. The Seventh Continent. God, I love that game. Really good game. Card game that's actually on sale, cheap right now. You can get it for like $60, which is great price for that game. And see, with that, I don't mind. I don't mind a game that, obviously that one was selling high on eBay there for a while as well, because it was harder to get. But I don't mind after it's been out for a little while, dropping down price. This price discussion is basically right when it first releases. So right when you're backing out on Kickstarter, or right when you're ordering it online, ordering online new, currently new, not ordering online just in general, or picking up obviously from the store. And see, the thing is, ordering online can kind of be like Kickstarter now, because so many places let you pre-order, or order in advance, or whatever special little thing that they have going on. But one of the problems that I've noticed that with that is the fact that ordering online doesn't always support the loyal fans when it comes to different publishers. Because I've had experiences where I have pre-ordered a game and I've had it on pre-order for an extended period of time, only to find out that after it releases, if I had waited a couple of weeks for certain retailers to get it, that I would be able to get it from those sites at a pretty significant discount, maybe saving anywhere between $15, $20, $25 if I had gotten it from somewhere else besides ordering it direct from the publisher themselves. And that's one of the things that really burns me, because in my thought process, if I am taking my money and I'm supporting you, and I'm saying, I believe in you, I believe in that game, I think that game looks great, I'm going to go ahead and pledge that I'm going to give you my $70, my $80, my $100, up front, right now I'm pledging to give you that, then I kind of want that to be the best price. I want the ones who have stepped up first and said, yes, we're going to support you, we're going to pre-order this, to have the better deal than the ones who wait a little bit. And I'm not talking about a little bit as in like they wait a year or two. All right, so yeah, games are going to go on discount or sale if they're surplus after they've been on sale for a while. I'm talking about week, 2 weeks, maybe a month after the game has released direct from publisher, that you can get it from another site, saving a fairly significant sum, because that's undercutting the people that were loyally supporting your company. And I get that these online sites, some of them are big, and the publishers want to be on those sites because those sites will drive sales. But part of the lure of those sites is the fact that they'll go to certain publishers, and if the publisher wants to be on the site, or they want their game to be on that site, they say, okay, but we want it at 60% off of retail, or we want it at 70% off retail. They give them some outrageous number. And the reason they do that is because they are basically saying, we're going to move quantity, so we want to cut into that. And the way that they move the quantity is by basically sticking it to the publisher, saying, we want this big of a discount, so they can offer it cheaper than damn near anywhere else. And you guys know the two big name online sellers on the block that, do that. So I'm not going to name them just so I don't potentially piss anyone off, but I'm sure you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm against capitalism. I'm all about free market and, people, trying to make their dollars. I'm all for that. My biggest thing is I want to support the consumers. I want those who are the loyal fan, the person that's backed this company for a while, bought from this company or bought from this Kickstarter, the ones that have bought multiples of your games. This isn't a one-off. You've handled a handful of theirs. Those people should be getting the best prices because they're the most loyal customers. But I don't understand the best way to do that. Maybe, people who can put their comments down below, am I right? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm bitching into the wind here over it? I don't know. Now, one of the big things I do try to do is I do try to support my local store. And you guys actually see their advertisement on every one of my videos. I've got it right there next to my logo, Gamers Armory. I love them. They're great. And yeah, they're not paying me or anything like that for it. I do try to help support the store because he's helped support me before. We try to look out for each other. And the thing is he gives us I should say, give us a place to play, right? I do my X-Wing thing. Their stores are the places we go to have our tournaments, to have our leagues. And it's not just X-Wing. I mean, it's anyone who's into war games, who's into card games, who's into miniatures games, whatever you do, you want to have that brick and mortar store. So it can't just be backing games on Kickstarter. It can't just be backing games online. You have to buy some of these games at the store. You have to support the store. And I do that. I do try to buy what I can from my local store to try to help them out. And I got to give it to them. Gamers Armory does tend to have better prices. And that's one of the things when it comes to brick and mortar stores. The complaints that I've seen from others, and I've seen it myself, not this store because they do have competitive prices, but the other ones that don't, they do have to have a little bit of a markup to cover that because they do have the brick and mortar location. They've got the labor costs. They've got the utility costs. They've got those other costs that they've got to cover. It's not just a warehouse somewhere where they're storing the games and shipping them out. They have to actually take care of that and provide that location and have those snacks and the paints and the modeling kits and all this other stuff for the gamers. One of the things, though, that you have to keep in mind when it comes to those brick and mortar stores is that they can only carry so much. They're never going to be able to compete with, online companies as far as the amount of product that they can actually physically have on hand. And I understand that. So when I go into the store, they've got a small amount of footage that they dedicate to the gaming stuff that they keep, on hand to sell. And then the majority of their footage is actually dedicated to the tables for people to play at. So, I mean, could you imagine opening a store that the majority of your store isn't going to product that you're trying to sell? That's why you have to support these places as much as you can, especially if it's your favorite place. You got to toss them what love that you can because, I mean, no other business can you think of that couldn't have, 2/3, at least maybe 3/4 of the square footage is not dedicated to product that's actually being sold in a retail location. It's ludicrous, but it's the reason that we love those places. But that's what it comes down to is like, what do you think? What is not only the best deal, so where can we go to get the best prices when it comes to the games that we all want to play, but who should we be ordering from? Should we be back in the Kickstarters? Should we be getting the Kickstarters after they've released just to check the reviews, because you can't always trust every review that's, put in the Kickstarter campaign itself, because some of them they've made, some of them might have been a paid review that you can't always take at face value. And I'm not hating on the reviews for Kickstarters. I've done them myself. I've never had a paid one, obviously, but there's definitely none of those going around when it comes to war games, I'll tell you that. But yeah, I'm just curious y'all's thoughts on it. What do you think? Do you think that, and the big thing is that, do you think the person who is pre-ordering, that's getting their money in first, that's backing that Kickstarter, that is pre-ordering the game direct from the company itself, the publisher themselves, I really do believe that those people should be getting the best deal, right? And again, I'm not talking about once it's been released for a while, once it's been out and they've got extras and they're putting them on sale to remove that last remaining stock. I'm talking about those first few weeks when it's released. I really don't like seeing somewhere else having it, $20, $30, $40 cheaper than I paid for it when I got my money in early and I supported them when I needed it the most. All right, that's just me complaining, bitching. So you guys toss your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.